in this third person blueprint, we can actually do some pretty interesting things. So if I just play it, and over here, we have this gun and this bullets. So we can actually change the gun itself and the bullet also. Let me show you. I will just press escape to exit out of this game mode. Let us access this content drawer. So if I go to the first person and inside the blueprints, over here we have this blueprint of this rifle and the blueprint of this projectile, which is the bullet itself. So we can actually change this rifle blueprint. So we will not go for event graph and construction script. We will just stick around this viewport. And here you can see we have this skeletal mesh. So this gun has a skeletal mesh. It is not a static mesh. Why is it? It is because they have added the animation inside this gun. If you look closely, when I just equip this gun and if I'm shooting, you can see that we have a little animation of this shooting. This one, the recoil animation, I can say. So that recoil animation has been recorded with the help of skeleton of that gun. So that is why this gun has a skeletal mesh, not a static mesh. But we can actually create a new gun out of this. So I have this model over here, which you will be having inside your resource kit. So we can actually have a static mesh inside of this skeletal mesh, which gives us an illusion of a new gun having the same animation. So what we can do is first we'll create a new folder, new gun, and we can just select every element over here and drag and drop inside the Unreal Engine. Now just keep the default settings and hit import all. It is showing us an warning sign. We'll just ignore it. And now we have this static mesh of this gun. We can just drag and drop over here. We can see that the materials are not applied in here. There's a material for this gun, but the textures are not there inside this material. So we can just quickly open this material and we know the process. We will select each and everything over here, or we can just do it one by one. So this one is the color. So this one will go inside this base color. Then this one is the metal property, metalness. I can just drag it and put inside the metallic property. We have this N map, which is the normal map. So I can drag and drop here and put this inside the normal map. Then I have here the roughness for this. I can drag and drop here and put this value inside the roughness. Then lastly, we have this AO, which is ambient occlusion. Drag and drop here, put this inside here. And once we are done, click on save and apply. Then you will have your material with all those textures inside this gun. Now we can actually switch this gun into this gun. So for that, let us first save everything by hitting Ctrl Shift and S. So this one, if I just click, it is showing us BP_rifle. It is one blueprint. So we can actually create a duplicate for this blueprint. We are not creating an instance. We are just creating a duplicate for this. So I can just hit Ctrl D and have this duplicate for this blueprint. Just double click to open. We'll not go through the event graph. We'll just select this viewport. And over here, you will see we have this skeletal mesh. If I just search over here inside our content browser and I will double press it. So you can see that we have some bones for this gun, which helps us to animate. So Just if I just select this root bone, we can see we can animate with the help of this. So that is why it was needed inside this skeletal mesh of this gun. We just cancel this. So we can add a component inside this blueprint. So just hit add, and over here we'll select a static mesh. Because of a gun, the model that we imported is a static mesh. No skeleton in that. There is no rigging in that. Okay. So select the static mesh. So it is now as a child of this skeletal mesh. So every animation of this will be replicated inside the static mesh. Okay. So inside the static mesh right now it is empty. I will just search our gun model, which is this one. Just select it. And now we actually have to reposition this static mesh. So firstly, we'll have to rotate this. I will press E for the rotation tool. Let us rotate it 90 degrees over here. Now, if you have this turned on, so this is actually snapping. If I just turn this on, by default, it is turned on. So this will snap the 10 degrees, something like this. But if you don't want the snapping, you can just turn it off. And now you can rotate it freely. Select this and you can see we are not snapping anymore. We are rotating it freely. Same goes for the transform tool over here. Press W. Now I am just moving it up by 10 value. But if I turn it off, now I can move this freely. You can also snap it with different values if you want for precise location. Okay. Now we can just rotate it this way as 90 degree. Now we just have to scale this down. Press R for this scale tool shortcut. And we can put it like 0.7. I suppose that seems fine. I can move this a bit forward. We can scale it more down. 0.6 would be fine. Then let us actually rotate it a bit upwards. Now here is where the snapping comes to picture. So just turn off the snapping because I just want to snap it at the exact rotation. Yeah. So I will just turn off the snapping and now I can just rotate it at the precise location. Something like this. Once we are done, just hit compile and save. But we have this model still inside this blueprint. So to hide this inside the game, we can make use of actor hidden inside game. So I'll select the skeletal mesh. Inside this detail panel, I will search hidden in game. Just select this one. So now this mesh, which is the skeletal mesh, will be hidden inside the game, but our static mesh will still be there. And the animation will also work because we are just hiding it, but the functionality is still there. So just hit compile and save. Now, just minimize this. We can delete this model from here. I will go back to the blueprints here. And this is our new blueprint, which was a duplicate of this one. I can drag and drop over here and move this upwards. So now we can equip this gun. So let us hit play. Now I can just come closer and we are equipping this gun. You will notice that we have a little glitch in the movement. It is because of the collision. So this static mesh has a default collision in that. So that is causing some problem while we are moving. So let us escape and solve this issue. We can go in this blueprint and select the static mesh, our static mesh, which has the collision. And inside the collision, right now it has been set to block all dynamic. So it is colliding with our body. So that's why we are not able to move properly. So select this one and hit overlap all dynamic. So compile and save this. And now we can hit play. Now you will see we can move freely, and we can also jump with this. And also we can hit the bullet. Amazing. And we can also equip a second gun as well, but you can see that we are not unequipping the present gun. So that will happen in all the blueprint. We have to write a simple logic in that, which we'll be learning in the future lectures. Let us exit out of this game mode by pressing escape. Also, we can change the bullet itself. So right now, if I go inside this bullet blueprint, which is this one, we'll go to the viewport, and this has a static mesh. So we can actually change the static mesh with any model or any shape. So now we can just select any shape over here, suppose this one. And over here, we have to reposition this. So can press E to rotate it this way, and let us move it back, suppose around here. And we can scale it uniformly by pressing this lock icon. So it will be scaling both all the values of X, Y, and Z together. So 0.25. So X, Y, Z, all of those have 0.25 now. We'll move it around here. Hit compile and save. We can also change the material in this. So we have all the materials which is included by the starter pack. So we can select any material, save it, and now if I press play, grab this gun over here, we have this new bullet. So this is how you can edit some blueprints and make use of these templates to actually customize and make your own game.